Now, if you're looking for a sound card or a DAC that is portable, then I think the Sound Blaster G3 is something that you can look at. Now, the sound card actually works on multi-platforms here. As you can see, it shows on PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, and PC and Mac. So you just have to plug it in and the unit is ready and good to go. So what you get in the box basically is the unit itself. The G3 is pretty small, it's pretty portable, which is good. And you also get a USB-C to USB-A adapter, so you can actually plug it into PCs or other devices that require USB-A. And very nice that the Sound Blaster added this, the creative team added this. They actually provided a optical cable, which you call this a mini TOS cable, because this is a 3.5mm jack on one end and a standard your optical connector on the other. So if you're actually watching this video, it means that you are looking for either a portable sound card or a DAC that will allow you to have better audio quality from your device, whether it's from a PlayStation, PC, or a phone, or even your Nintendo Switch. You can use this and its functionality specifically for those devices. Now, it's mainly catered for gaming use, not so much for an audiophile or a specific use for music listening. They have a lot of different profiles and set equalizers inside the application itself on the hardware side, which will allow you to boost some of the gaming aspects on different scenarios, whichever one you want to use, whether you're playing FPS games or MMORPG games, etc. They have different presets for all those specific games. You can also check the applications out on the mobile app and also the desktop app, which I'll talk about a little bit later in this video. So let's take a look at what this unit offers. First off, on the front part where there's a Sound Blaster logo here, on the top there is a button for the equalizer mode. You can press that, turn it on or off the equalizer modes that you have preset already. On the left hand side of the unit, there is a microphone gain. So you can adjust the microphone gain option here. And also there is a nice microphone switch to mute your microphone. On the other side of the unit, there is a volume control, so you can control your volume and how much you want, how loud you want it to be, and also the mixing and the volume switch over here. Now, this allows you to basically either switch between, you want to adjust your current volume on your headphone or headsets, or you want to switch it to a mixing mode, which allows you to basically balance out or make a sound louder than the other, which means that if you're gaming and you have the party chat on as well, like in PlayStation, you can adjust whether you want to have more gaming sound or more chat sound and from your group. At the bottom of the unit itself, we do have three different ports over here. The one on the left here would be a microphone jack. So if you have a 3.5mm microphone that you can use to plug into this port over here, great. You can use external microphone, plug it in there, it works fine. Then we have the optical and line in input here. So if you have an optical or a 3.5mm input line that you want to plug into this unit itself, you can use this port over here. And last but not least, the headphone slash headset or a jack over here. So you can plug in your headset. If your headset has the microphone plugged into it already, it works fine. So you can just plug this in over here. It works perfectly. Headphones, not an issue, and it works on various headphones as well. Now, if you want to use this and power it on, it's pretty simple. You just plug it into your USB port and your device you want to use it on, and the unit will be powered on automatically. And your device should also detect this without the usage of any drivers or anything, because it's a plug and play device and it'll recognize this as a sound card on its own. Now, primarily what I use this for is on my PlayStation. The reason being is that if you come across this scenario where sometimes the party chat audio is way louder than the game audio. The good thing about the G3 is actually allowed me to control party voice chat versus the audio in the game, which is, I thought, fantastic, because I did not know that I needed that feature. And that feature is here on the right hand side of the unit itself. There's a mixing button that I mentioned. You switch to that. The system allows you to now use the volume control to mix which one you want to have it more prioritized for you to listen to. And the middle part here where the button is for the equalizer mode to be turned on or off. That particular one has lights up in different colors to tell you which one is you're prioritizing more onto. So that's really nice. It's a nice feature to actually to have on this unit, because that fixes a lot of the audio balancing on the PlayStation itself. Now, in order for you to use this, you do need two different sources to be outputted from your device. The first output will be from the USB connection, which would be simple enough. You plug it in, it detects that. So that will be one source of audio coming out from the PlayStation to the card. And the other source of audio is going to be utilizing the optical line in section, the 3.5mm jack. You will use that mini TOS cable that comes along with the unit itself. Plug that into the back of the PlayStation. Now, not all PlayStations have the optical out option. I think the slim versions do not have this, so double check before you get it. If you do use that optical out into the card itself, the G3, this will now have a secondary source of audio coming into the card itself, right, the G3 itself. And that's where the mixer actually picks up two different sources of audio. One is from the USB card, one is from the optical. And all you need to do is go into your PlayStation settings, go to the audio device area, and then just make changes where what sources is going to be outputted on that specific type of line. So you want to set the game audio and everything else outputting to the optical cable, and the other one to the that's going out to your G3 and the USB. That should be only for chat. Okay, that way you have two different sources. One is the audio from the game and the whole PlayStation, and one is just primarily the chat. So you can now use the G3 in mixing mode to control which one you want to have as the louder volume in your PlayStation. Okay, so the next scenario I have here is games that I play on PlayStation that's also available on the PC. You can now actually utilize it to connect to your PC as a sound card, get the audio optical cable plugged into the G3 as well. The same method we did just now, but this time you just have the G3 plugged in to the PC itself. So the PC will detect it as a sound card on its own. If your friends use Discord or any kind of other application to chat on the PC, you can also hear that on the G3 itself. Plus the audio from your PlayStation now will be outputting through the optical cable into the G3 itself, and you'll have that mix too. And once again, you can utilize that mixing button to mix your audio levels, more voice or more in-game audio. The only downside to this setup, there is technically no way to get your voice over to the PlayStation. Their voice will be heard in the Discord or any PC-based application, but your voice will not be outputted to the PlayStation itself. They both can't communicate with each other, and you can't communicate with both sides at the same time. You can only communicate with the guys on the PC, right? Because you are plugged in, the G3 is plugged into that side, the PC side. Okay? There is a workaround for this particular requirement. If you do need it, it's going to take a bit more setup and work to get that done. Now, if you do plug this into your PC or your Mac, it's very straightforward. You install the application, you plug this in, it detects your sound card, make changes there. If, however, you are plugging this in like what I do into my PlayStation and I want to make changes to it, I can just download the mobile app on my smartphone, have the app turn on, and what this will do is that it doesn't say, but basically there is a Bluetooth module inside of the G3 that will transmit a Bluetooth signal to the application that will detect it and then basically enable you to make changes to the setting through Bluetooth. But make sure your Bluetooth is on the mobile phone, of course. This will work automatically. You can't turn it on or off. The G3 has a Bluetooth. It has a signature that is recognized by the Sound Blaster app. So it will automatically connect for you, and you can make changes there too. It's pretty cool, pretty awesome. It's something you can do without the need of a PC. Thank you very much, Creative Labs, for that. Now in the application itself, they do have default sound profiles for you to use. So if you want to choose, from the drop down box, there are a couple of applications here. If you play games like Call of Duty or some of the MMORPG games, or even like for me, I play Apex, you can just choose one of the profiles. These profiles are the default profiles that the creative team has set. One of the default settings they have on this button that is used in the middle of the G3 is what they call it a footsteps mode or something like that. That particular setting kind of enhances a lot of treble to hear your footsteps, less bass. So you can use that if you want to, or because we all have our own preferences for audio and sound, you can go into the equalizer mode inside of the application and change the equalization that you feel is more comfortable for your hearing, right? So that's your own customization. You can save that as a different new profile, so it becomes your own personal profile. You can set that up to make it a default option on the middle button that you press on the G3, so that it activates that same sound profile. So to summarize it, I have found a very good use for it to solve my problems on the PlayStation and PC. I don't necessarily use them at the same time. Very rare, like I said, but I do appreciate that I can control the audio mix in the scenarios that I mentioned just now, and those were something I really like to have. And the build quality of this unit is perfect too. I carry this around sometimes, and it did help me once or twice when I needed a port to plug into my hands-free kit, which is 3.5mm jack. Plug this unit into my mobile phone, plug that into the 3.5mm jack, and I was able to use it because my phone does not have the 3.5mm jack anymore. And unfortunately, all my Bluetooth devices died on me. So that was a lifesaver when I actually had an important call to take, hands-free. Okay, so that is one of the best solutions for my scenario and my usage, and I think it's a pretty good buy if anybody's looking for an audio device that you can carry around and also have full freedom to control or modify or change the equalizations to your liking using one of the applications, whether it's the desktop app or the mobile app. Either one actually works fine too. Thank you so much for staying all the way to the end of the video. Do hit the like button if you liked the video itself. Subscribe if you want to see more content from me, and hit the bell notification icon to be notified when I post my next video. All the descriptions will be in the description section. All questions and comments and whatever you want to ask, please put it in the comments section. I will take my time to read them when I can. So till the next video, everybody, thanks so much, and I hope to see you again. Out.